Hi and welcome back to another video of jPlay. I am Marcus and this episode today is basically both. For once it's the next episode in my line of jPlay loot, so this is definitely a game from this year's Essen. I think it's not very new, but I got it in Essen at least. And second, I will start my next playthrough series. And guess what? Yeah, it's also about this super fantasy Night of the Badly Dead. My original plan for Essen 2014 was to have a look at Gods, also from Red Glove. But then I walked by their booth and I saw some sessions of Super Fantasy, Night of the Badly Dead, and they had also the other game basically unpacked there, the, what is it called, Ugly Snouts Assault or something like that. Both are not really brand new, but nevertheless, I really decided I wanted to do a funky and fast-playing dungeon crawler, and that's why you're looking at Super Fantasy Night of the Badly Dead. The cool thing is it really plays well from 1 to 6 player basically. And it offers at least 4 additional game modes. Yeah, that's right. You have the standard cooperative game, you have the solo play, which is basically the same like the co-op play. You are just going into 3 different characters basically. You have a master mode, so basically one guy becomes the overlord. Then you can even play it with 7 players as far as I know. And there's also one special survival scenario at the end of the survival book. I have one confession to make. I have never played this game before, so this is not only a loot video, it's not only a playthrough video, no, it's also a learning exercise video for myself. So if you find any errors, and I guess you will, or better you will, please let me know, and as usual I will try to correct them as good as I can. This time I will not bore you with any of those boring rules. I will just jump into the mission book here, and of course I will start with the very first scenario. As the rules say, the scenarios getting tougher and tougher with each of them, so I think even the first one might be challenging for me. Of course, I will also start with the normal mode. That's only a taste. Use monster boards on the side with a yellow number. I won't jump into the heroic mode, and not to speak about the epic mode. This is something I might be showing to you in the next series of a playthrough. Not sure if I will limit this playthrough for one single mission. I really have to get a feeling how long this will take. If I see the first scenario is pretty crisp and short and I will be successful or not, then I might consider doing another playthrough for the second scenario as well. So let's have a look at the mission number 1. This is Lazarona. Where are you? This is basically the setup for the very first mission. There are some spawning points. You see where the tombstones and where the coffin will be placed, your scenario goal. But I think let's dive into the theme a little bit and let's read the flavor text for this mission. Thank goodness you've returned, says Otgen, the tavern owner of Grimram. There's a lot of troubles nowadays. An army of soldiers of the past is marching against our city. Can you help us? Of course, you say, but you need a plan. Also, you need to discover what happened here. Maybe the Archbishop Lazybones knows what to do. Let's go find him at his house. But hey, the place is infested by badly dead. Prepare yourself. The adventure begins with a pretty tough battle. So basically, to complete this mission, one hero has to pass a cunning test inside Lazybones' house all the way to the right to find out what happened. Lazybones' house is the house in MG3. You can do the test in any square inside the house. We don't have a look at this epic objective because I won't stand a chance at all. I will also play with 3 heroes. I think that's the normal mode of playing when doing a solo mission. So with 3 characters we have 14 turns, but I think I get 1 additional turn because I'm playing solo, so I can basically wait for 15 turns. And this is the setup for the first mission. Our heroes start at the top left corner and they want to get there, and there they have to do a cunning test in order to achieve this mission goal. Let's have a look at our 3 heroes. So I decided to go with Axel Slasher, Lady Goodlight and Kyla Skull Kicker. And I think let's take some minutes to read their character bios. Axel the Barbarian. Axe Slasher lives for music. He's the singer-guitarist in the band Entombment, the most famous metal band in Grimram and around. When the Badly Dead arrived, Axe Slasher was doing the soundcheck for a show that was interrupted when the monster horde killed the sound technician and the lighting technician. Then he screamed his battle cry, a perfect E3 as some bystanders said, and counterattacked. The Badly Dead underestimated some of our hero's qualities. Axe is a bard, but he's also a barbarian. He's the Barbarian. By combining the North Warrior's fury and heavy metal, Axe Slasher fights with his double-edged guitar. He unleashes deafening riffs and metal on his doomed enemies and instills, and at the same time the necessary courage and arrogance in his companions through his garish clothes. And then we have Lady Goodlight, the Paladin. Lady Goodlight is a paladin, the kindest paladin in Scotland. She loves birds, butterflies and keen-edged swords. She hates war and bad guys and she casts, kindly of course, her lethal holy lightning on them. Everybody loves Lady Goodlight, and she loves everybody. However, when peace is threatened, she's ready to intervene. With all the kindness she's capable of, as she usually repeats, while she's using the pumice of honeymoon, her joyful sword, bringer of long, very long rest. As the Badly Dead come back, the villagers, who know how kind and helpful she is, ask her for help, so she can bring peace to those poor creatures of darkness. With a smile, Lady Goodlight brushes her blonde hair, wears her shining paladin armor and sharpens honeymoon. Then she heads humming towards the Badly Dead to welcome them. And last but not least, we have Kayla, Dead Killer. Kayla is a dark elf. Having read the adventures of a famous colleague, she decided to become a renegade. She left the subterranean reign of Mirkwell to explore the world above. There she joined a very ancient order that was born to hinder the Badly Dead horde. As no one had heard about Badly Dead for centuries, the order's only activity was to make new proselytes through annoying door-to-door visits, during which the acolytes announced with an apocalyptic tone the arrival of a skeleton army. When the Badly Dead came, Kayla found it hard to believe. Obviously, she was ready. The Dark Elf had set her skeleton huntress equipment by, and now she's ready to kick some sacrum. Kayla has an outstanding agility. She mostly fights wielding her two magic crossbows that she uses to barrage the enemy. Those were the three characters I've chosen for this adventure. To be honest, I don't have any clue if that was a wise decision or not, but I kinda like the bio, though that's why I decided to go with them. All our characters start with 0 experience, but they can level up pretty soon here. All their superpowers are basically without any energy. As soon as you're rolling a star, you can pump up one of your superpower combos. I think I will explain those as soon as I'm about to play them. They have their starting gear. So for example, Axe here has double-edged guitar. I already read about that. Very cool is the Pick of Destiny, which provides him 1 magic. And he also has those rocker clothes. As soon when he rolls 2 stars for movement, he can ignore the block zones of enemies, which I will also explain when we come to that. I already prepared the turn track, but already discovered I misunderstood one rule when playing solo. I not take 1 extra turn. I just consider that I play with 1 hero more than I originally do. So for a 3-player game, which I'm doing here, I just consider it to be a 4-player game, which means the game only lasts 12 rounds instead of 14. So I guess we can get started. In every given round, the heroes will always go first. But for each round, the heroes can redecide who will actually go first amongst the heroes, which is definitely a very good thing and allows for some tactical or strategical planning. I think I will start with Lady Goodlight. And it's always a good thing, at least I guess, to throw down those tombstones, because those tombstones will become spawning points for additional Badly Dead. So here's what I think. I will activate her. I will move adjacent to this tombstone. You have to be orthogonally adjacent to a tombstone, and then you decide on how many dice you want to roll in order to throw over this tombstone. So yeah, let's try to do that. Each of the characters has 6 action dice available. We will roll them when we define which action we are about to take. Those action dice show either a star, 1 sword or 2 swords, and that's basically it. The star is something very unique in this game, because for once it will define how your actual attributes will help you for that special test, and they will also power up your special abilities. Speaking of special abilities, I think I will show them when we really need them, but you are only allowed to use those special abilities when the marker reaches the star symbol. Then you can activate, for example here, the deafening riff. Normally the special ability tells you when you would be allowed to do that, so this is something that you would do during your turn. When you activate it, you just move it down, and then you have to fill up the energy level again for the next time. Okay, going back to Lady Goodlight. I think we definitely need to spend 3 dice for movement, because she's not the fastest. She's not really slow, but not the fastest one. That's something where she is pretty mediocre. And I really want to get towards the tombstone here. So I need at least 1, 2, 3, 4 movement points. You can do that with 2 dice apparently, but if I really roll only 2 single swords, then I would not make it. I could still then do additional movement action, but I think this is not really a good idea. So let's keep on as I planned, and we will now roll these 3 dice. They go back to her character sheet and can be used for a later action. Okie dokie, let's see. Okay, that's perfect. We rolled over a tombstone. That's not allowed, of course. So for once, we rolled 3 movement points. That's, of course, not enough. But we rolled the star. And for a movement action, the speed value is important. So this star now represents our speed value, which is 2. In total, we would now be allowed to move up to 5 spaces on the board, which isn't that bad. And additionally, as we roll the star, we are allowed to power up one of our special abilities. And as she's kind of our fighter, I guess we would power up the Holy Lightning 1 level. So let's move towards this tombstone. The rules only say you have to be orthogonally adjacent, but to be honest, thematically it only makes sense if you're really in front of it or behind the tombstone to really push it over, I guess. So I think I would play it this way. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can move diagonally or orthogonally. This really doesn't matter. The direction or the facing is important. So they have a front side which is colored and a back side which is black. But for now we will of course face the tombstone. Again, we have to decide how many dice to use for this smashing tombstone test, and I really want to get it done, so I will use her remaining 3 dice, in order to smash or throw over this tombstone. We need 6 successes, so this is really not so easy in order to do it. So let's see what we will roll here. Oh, come on, that's not enough. So we have 2 points from the swords. We have a star, which is good, but unfortunately our strength is only a 3. So in total, we only rolled 5 successes, 5 points, which is not enough to throw over this tombstone. What a pity. Of course, we must not forget to power up her special ability, because at least she rolled a star here. Then we flip her sword in order to show everyone we have activated her already in this turn. I think next I want to activate Kayla Skull Kicker here, and I think I will move him towards this guy here, the badly dead here, though this is the most basic enemy in this game. And for that I think I will only use 2 movement dice. So let's roll the dice here. Okay, that's a star. And also 2 swords, so I would be allowed to move 2 points. Her speed is also 2, so up to 4 spaces, which is not so bad. But I think I will keep her distant from this guy here. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. I think this is enough. We will face towards this badly dead now, so we still have 4 dice to use in this turn, and I think I will do some damage now. Of course, she rolled a star, so we would be allowed to power up one of her special abilities. Kayla will now use her Elvish Crossbow. Her Elvish Crossbow uses 1 hand and has a range of 2 spaces, which is enough to reach this badly dead over there. So I think with her aim ability of 3, how many dice should we leverage? Therefore we have to check what values he has. So he has a persistence of 4, so we have to roll at least 4 points in order to kill him. He's only 1 wound, so I think this is really something we can take out with only 2 dice. Yeah, let's try that and only use 2 dice for our attack. So we take those 2 dice and really hope for at least 1 star. Yeah, wow, that's 2 stars. That's of course awesome. So this guy is definitely killed now, which is absolutely amazing. So we can just get rid of him. Several things will happen now. For once, I can power up 2 of my special abilities. And I guess I will just power up the tactical stand. So this is now fully loaded, so I can use it in order to move by 2 square, ignoring block zones. If your next action is an attack, I get +2 attack, which is cool. Additionally, I just did 1 damage, so I'm allowed to gain 1 experience points, and now I already reached my first level basically, which allows me to upgrade 1 of my special abilities. And I think we will go for tactical stunt level 2. We would still be allowed to move by 2 squares, ignoring block zones. But if your next or our next attack action would be an attack, we gain +3 instead of only +2. The activation level will stay the same, so we can still or immediately use it, which is definitely cool. And I'm really thinking of doing that in order to send some arrows towards the badly dead here. I was originally thinking of trying to hit this veteran here, but the veteran has a defense of 8, and with just 2 dice, even though it's pumped up from our tactical stunt, I think not. No. Okay, let's activate our tactical stunt now on level 2. We will move 1, 2 spaces towards this badly dead here. Our next action will be an attack, so we gain +3 attack. So if we roll a star, we can really do some serious damage. We still have 2 dice left, so let's hope for some stars or something like that. That's a star and a sword, so this means we get 1 point here. Our basic aim value is 3. That's already 4. Already enough to take out that badly dead, but we gain +3. So we really did some serious damage, but he only has 1 life point here. So this guy goes down as well. With a star, I think I will again power up this tactical stunt here. And as we did an additional damage, we would be allowed to gain 1 experience point. So she used all of her action dice, so we can flip her token, and then it's time to move Axel around a little bit. And what to do with him? Maybe we should try to take out this veteran down there. But he really has to roll good for movement in order to do some serious damage. What to do with him? Yeah, I think we will use 1 of his action dice in order to move a little bit. He has a speed of 2. Okay, that's a star and a sword, so he would be allowed to move up to 3 spaces. And yeah, guess what? It's not enough to make it close enough, or is it? Let me wait. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2. Yeah, it is enough. Okay, that's way enough to fire some magic towards this veteran here. Awesome. Still, we must not forget he rolled a star. And I think he wants to power up his epic hymn a little bit. Give a hymn counter to a hero in the same room. That hero can discard a hymn counter to gain a +2 bonus to any one attack. Nice. Then we will use his double-edged guitar, which is a magic weapon. And this magic weapon has a range of 2. Also, he has this Pick of Destiny, which I still love so much. And this provides him a +1 magic. So his magic value currently is a 4 instead of a 3. So each star he rolls provides him 4 possible hit points, basically. But we must not forget the veteran has a defense of 8. Which is really something, and I'm really thinking of using only 3 dice now for this attack, not all his 4 dice, because I want to save 1 die for a possible defense action. And it's most likely that at least one of those guys will go after him in order to do some damage on him. Okay, so let's take 3 dice. And really hope for 2 stars would be cool. 1 star, 2 swords. These are 6 damage point and not enough to harm the veteran here, which is really a pity. But at least we rolled a star, and so we power up the epic hymn one more time. 1 die we will just use in order to save it basically for a possible attack later on, and this means we just get rid of it and place a defense counter on the top right of his character sheet. Let's flip this counter here, and then we come to the monster phase. The game will strike back now. First of all, we have to check which spaces on the board will actually, or which tiles on the board will actually activate. This is the tile where heroes are on, and each adjacent tile, and here adjacency means orthogonally adjacent. So in this case only this tile here will be activated, this tile here luckily not. And we also must not forget there is a very big guy waiting for us over there. And I just noticed I did my very first very bad mistake. I forgot to set up this pile of corpses here, which is a spawning point apparently, but only if we would roll one of those drop symbols here. It's not that bad, so we haven't missed anything yet, but 1 monster is also missing, and that's this fancy little bowman here. I think right now he's not in immediate danger, but of course he will also activate because Lady Goodlight is adjacent to his tile. But first of all, we will roll the fate die and see where new bad guys would spawn here. So let's see. This is a lightning symbol, which means on each tombstone where we have the lightning symbol, new badly dead will spawn. And Lady Goodlight is not so lucky here, as she will definitely get some company over there. And we will also spawn 1 badly dead down there next to Kayla. So that's 1 for Lady Goodlight and 1, and he will definitely go behind her. No, that's not true. He could also reach Axel here. So this is something we have to roll out first. The badly dead follow 1 simple initiative track. We start with 1, go to 2, 3 and 4, and there are, of course, for the more experienced Evil Dead here, we have some other ones, but right now we only are utilizing guys from this a basic chart here. So we definitely will start with a badly dead. They will activate, they will move towards the nearest hero, and then they will attack. The badly dead have a movement of 3, so I think they can reach basically every one of us. And I think we will start with the not so easy ones, and this will be this one here. So he can move up to 3 spaces, so he could just move 1 space here, then he could basically attack both of them, but we have to roll the fate die on which he will attack first. So let's do 1 movement with this guy here. So I think it's tough to place him between both characters, so they are now both in his blocking zone, so you can normally not move out of that blocking zone. In order to determine who would attack, first we would roll the fate die. If we would roll a blue symbol, we would take after Kayla. If you would roll the black symbol, he wants to attack Axel here. If neither of those colors will be rolled, we will check his chart again. So let's see. That's red. Red is not in front of him, so in this case we will check out what his favorite is. We start from left to right. Here we have blue, which is Kayla, and here we have black, who would be Axel. So in this case it's pretty easy. He will attack Kayla here. As Kayla doesn't have any defense symbols in here, she would not roll a die, which means she automatically takes a wound. Easy as that. This guy is pretty easy. He will move 1-2 spaces here. He would be 3, so he will definitely go after Axel here. So that's 1 and 2. He will move on this piece. He will make his attack. Also, oh no, Axel does have a defense symbol in his shield area here, so we'll use it now, and this would allow him to roll 1 defense die. The normal Badly Dead has 2 attack dice, so we will attack first. Let's see what he rolls. These are 2 symbols, 2 stars. A star is a 1, so he now inflicts 2 hits, and if he's lucky he might be able to prevent it, or does he? No, you have to roll higher than the attack. So okay, well it's really of no use, so he won't be able to defend against the Badly Dead. So let's see what he would have rolled. That's a star. He has a defense of 2, which means this equals out, but that's not enough in order to defend an attack, which is pretty tough. So we get rid of 1 wound token here as well. Then this guy will definitely attack Lady Goodlight here. And one thing I forgot, as she's wearing the blessed armor, she automatically produces 1 defense die after her activation, but as we already know, 1 defense die is not enough to stand a chance against those Badly Dead, because they would just roll 2 dice. They just need to produce 1 symbol whatsoever. There is no failure on those dice, which means Lady Goodlight also takes a hit. Next, the Bowman will activate, and the Bowman has a speed of 0, so he's immobile, but luckily he cannot reach Lady Goodlight. Here we are good to go, but still we have the Veteran who is raiding for us. The Veteran has a range of 3, and unfortunately the closest hero is again Axel Slasher here, so we will move 1 space here. I think this is sufficient. He will attack Axel Slasher. Of course, he doesn't have any defense at this point in time, meaning Axel is nearly dead already. Okay, you're not really dead, but you're losing some actual time on the turn track. And speaking of the turn track, we now come into turn number 2. We are still good to go, I guess. And now we would remove all tokens that are left behind. Right now I don't see any additional tokens. So we can start our next round, and I think I will record one final round for today. And I'm really tempted to start with Axel here, because Axel could go after this Badly Dead here. You're not allowed to attack guys who are behind you, but the direction of the facing is already correct, and I'm doing that because if I would kill this guy, this would allow her to move basically freely on the board, and I think this is definitely not a bad thing. Yeah, let's do that. Again, we will use our double-edged guitar, and we still have a magic value of 4, which is not bad. We only need 4 hits to take him out, so I could really think of only rolling 2 dice, and I think this is what I will do. So the first attack against this guy will be done with only 2 dice. I'm really hoping for a star. This is still tough enough. No, a star would be enough. Okay, let's hope for the best here. So I will use 2 dice. That's 3. Can you believe that? Though that's definitely not enough to hurt the Badly Dead. I still have 4 more dice available. So I think this time I have to roll 3 dice. I have to make it sure this guy needs to be killed. So this is really, again, totally waste of time, waste of dice basically. So I rolled a star, which is 4 plus 3, that's 7. Definitely enough to take out this badly dead here. Good is we rolled this star, so we powered up this epic hymn here, which means we can now leverage this to give a hymn counter to another hero as soon as possible. Additionally, we gained an experience point, so we leveled up, so we could already start thinking of upgrading this epic hymn, and I'm really tempted to do that. Yeah, I guess we will do that. So we will upgrade this to Epic Hymn 2, which means the hero that gains this counter now has a +4 bonus to any one attack. And I'm really thinking, yeah, let's directly use this Epic Hymn and give this counter to Kayla Skull Kicker. I think Kayla will now go after the veteran. Yeah, I think that's definitely good to say that. Still, the slasher or Axel slasher has 1 last die left, and this time I won't store it for defense. I will use it to charge a value. So you can passively charge a value by waiting for star symbols, or you can actively charge your special abilities, and charging abilities just uses your magic ability. So we will just roll the remaining die. That's 2, which means we can now charge up a special ability 2 times. I think I should have mentioned that before, and I definitely want to go behind this deafening riff. I think this is very important for him because he could take out badly dead, for example, if he rolls lucky. Let's activate Kayla now. She will use 1 die for movement. Let's hope for something cool. That's a 2. A 2 should be enough to move 1 and 2 spaces here. Other characters do not block line of sight, so she's 2 spaces away from this veteran, which is perfectly fine. Next, she will definitely use the Epic Hymn now. This gives her now an attack of +4. And again, she will use her Elvish crossbow again to try to take out the veteran. She will activate 3 dice. I really hope for something cool. We need at least 8. That's 4 plus her aim is 3. That's only 7, but still she used this Epic Hymn, which means this is more than enough to at least inflict 1 damage to the veteran, which is cool. He still needs 2 more wounds. She's right now out of danger, and she has still 2 dice left, and I'm really thinking of trying to take out this badly dead here. Yeah, let's do that. So she will use her remaining 2 dice, and she hopes for at least a star, which would be enough, yes, to take out the badly dead here, which is perfect because now she can basically choose her target freely and might consider to take out this veteran here. Of course, we still have to assign the star, and I think I forgot to assign the star the last time as well. So I think I will power up the tactical stunt again, but I will not use it as of now, and the next thing I might consider activating some other abilities, but for now that's what she did, and this is okay. These were all her actions, but still we can activate Lady Goodlight here. And damn, again, I forgot something. Of course, she would be allowed to level up because she inflicted 1 damage here, 1 damage here, which means she gains 2 experience points. Again, she crossed the level. Again, she can upgrade 1 of her special abilities. And as it's powered up, again, I think we will just upgrade the tactical stunt again. So she still will be allowed to move 2 squares, but now the attack bonus would be +4 instead of 3 or 2 from her basic special ability, and this is definitely something. But now we have Lady Goodlight. So she will roll 1 movement die. and really hope for something cool. That's a star. Her speed is 2, and this is enough, yeah, to move her 1-2 spaces in front of the veteran here. Of course, she's allowed to power up one of her special abilities, and she will go for the Holy Lightning. You can do a magic attack anywhere in the room before choosing how many dice to roll fate, and then you would gain some additional attack if you are really lucky. And I think this is still something we might consider. I struggle a bit where it says anywhere in the room. Right now there is no room, so personally I would say this all is currently a room. Of course she could not hit the hut on the right here, or the little house on the right here, but I'm willing to take another interpretation from out of there. But I think for now she will go with her standard attack and will try to take out this veteran. And I think she will use 4 dice. She really wants to make sure to hit this guy. So let's see. Come on, can you believe that? That's 7 points. We are 1 point short again to damage this guy. So she doesn't gain any experience, and he is still very happy with only 1 wound. Wow, what a bummer. That's definitely not a good thing. She still has 1 more die left, and I think she will keep this die and save it for a defense, which means she gains 1 defense because of her blast ammo and 1 defense because she stored 1 die here. Again, it's now the game's turn, so the graveyard will strike back here. We will see again the activation zones. We have this, this and that, so this is clear. We still have to roll for spawning, so let's see. That's a purple drop, which means here and here we will have additional badly dead. I think that's all. Yep, that's right. And now these guys will get activated. Again, let's see who this guy will attack. So he will move here, but then he could decide, oh no, upon either of us. No, he could go for all of us. So let's see. So he will move here, that's for sure. Then we would roll the die, the fate die. That's blue, which means he will attack Kayla here. Kayla again doesn't have any defense, so she just takes an additional hit. Then it's this guy. He will definitely move here, so let's go there. Yeah, and he will attack Lady Goodwill here, and I'm really tempted to use, I'm really tempted to use my defense dice now on him, because I think I won't stand a chance against the veteran, but I can definitely try to prohibit the damage from this guy here. I think I will roll both defense die, and this is something I also did wrong in the first turn. Normally you have to assign your defense die first to determine your protection value, your defense value, and then the monster will attack you. So let's roll both of her defense dice. That's, oh wow, that's tough. That's 3 plus 2, that's defense of 5. So there's no way that this guy can hurt her because he can roll only a 4. Okay, that was awesome. Again, we just rolled a star, which means I will power up the Heavenly Protection. I really have the feeling I'm playing her completely wrong. Mark an adjacent hero with a Fortress token. I think this is something I should focus on in order to protect my teammates here. Then it's this guy. He could either attack him or her. Again, we have to roll the fate die. That's red. Again, she will, or he will take out Lady Goodlight. Lady Goodlight doesn't have any more defense left, so this means she loses an additional health token. Then it's the veteran. Again, he could also go for him or her. Let's roll the die again. Again, that's a red. So Lady Goodlight takes her next hit. So this is really tough. At least we haven't died yet. So normally when you die, you would advance or move the target track one step back. So it's getting more difficult to make it to the end of the game. But I think for now we should be fine. No one has died yet. Okay, let's move the turn drag ahead. We would remove all remaining tokens, like any stunt tokens or any defense tokens, but there aren't any left. So theoretically we could start our next turn, but I think I will stop it here. I hope you enjoyed it so far. I really must admit I have done some very terrible mistakes here, and I do apologize for that. But as I said, this is a learning exercise for me, and I really hope I get better doing this playthrough here. Hope to see you soon in my next video, and until then, bye bye!